History has been made. Starship clears the tower, we've got a Raptor out, and there's a big splash in the Gulf. My name is Marvin Marshall, and this is the Space Report. Early Thursday morning on April 20th, 2023, SpaceX's launch director conducted a poll to verify that teams were go for propellant load, starting the countdown at T-minus 2 hours. Conducting a poll is when one final check across all teams is done to ensure that we are cleared to proceed with the propellant loading, and they were. After a 21-minute wait, bringing us down to T-minus 1 hour and 39 minutes, we started to see the first signs of propellant loading underway. At this point, the liquid oxygen and liquid methane began to flow into the booster. The beginning of the propellant load was indicated by frost starting to form near the bottom portion of the booster. What a relieving sight it was seeing Starship finally start to load. It had been a long week of waiting. Just 17 minutes later, at T-minus 1 hour and 22 minutes, Starship began its very own liquid methane loading process, followed quickly by liquid oxygen. From there, it was time to sit back and wait as we filled up the booster and Starship, and we all just hoped that it didn't go. The propellant load process took just about 1 hour exactly and brought us down to T-minus 16 minutes and 40 seconds. At this point, all 33 Raptor engines began to chill on the booster. That means that SpaceX started to flow extremely cold liquid oxygen and run it through the Raptor engines. This allows the temperature of the Raptor internals to not be damaged upon ignition. From here, it was one of the longest 16 minutes of the space industry as the world's largest and most inspiring rocket prepared to fly for the very first time. We made it all the way through the countdown smoothly, and then you heard the famous John I say,
"Flight director has called a hold. We are recycling."
We had to wait roughly 4 minutes and 20 seconds for a quick double check of the flight computers, and then the countdown clock resumed. The crowds went absolutely wild over at Hawthorne. Shout out to the live clap crew. Thousands gathered at Starbase and millions around the world. And then we heard what we had been waiting years to hear.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
And we have liftoff. At that moment, I realized the world as we knew it was forever changed. The hard work of all the past and present standing on the shoulders of giants looking down upon us. This was for them. This was for us. This was for our kids. This was for the future of humanity. When Starship lifted off from the launch mount, it signified the next step in human exploration in a way that is honestly hard to comprehend or even put into words. Imagine being at port in the late 1400s when humankind first built a boat and set sail to what was presumed to be an empty, barren wasteland. This moment in time will signify the next stepping stone for humans together as one to venture out among the stars to see what's really out there. Thank you for supporting the Space Report News. Thank you for watching this video. If it wasn't for your support, we wouldn't have this opportunity. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for making my dreams come true. Now let's take a look at what happened with Starship's flight. Starship successfully took off from the launch pad, reaching a height of approximately 128,000 feet over the Gulf of Mexico, the highest altitude for any Starship so far. During the test flight, the vehicle experienced some engine trouble. It would appear from the on-screen graphic, they were already down 3 Raptor engines upon liftoff. Still, by many metrics, the most powerful rocket to ever launch. It was truly amazing to see how well Starship still performed, despite having multiple issues that were clearly visible. Just 30 seconds into flight, the vehicle experienced even more engine trouble, with a small flash and parts visibly falling off of the booster. But it kept flying. The data acquired during the actual flight, even if it's brief, is truly priceless. The consensus of SpaceX employees is that the outcome was largely expected. One of the founding employees, Tom Mueller, took to Twitter to say, That looked like a hardware-rich burp at 37 seconds. Yum, I bet that tasted delicious. Everything appeared to still be working despite having lost 8 engines at a point, and then all of a sudden, Starship went for a ride. It's not known exactly what caused this yet, but there's one thing to take away from this. Wow, is that structural integrity of the booster and Starship mind-blowing or what? How many G's do you think SpaceX actually pulled? I really can't wait to find out. It's going to be awesome. After a wild ride and somehow managing to stay in one piece, to the amazement of all, the flight termination system was activated, causing a rapid, unscheduled disassembly, also known as a RUD. The main reason for intentionally blowing up Starship is to prevent it from going off course and causing harm to anything outside of the hazard area. Despite the challenges faced during flight, SpaceX considers this a wildly successful test flight as it provided valuable information about the vehicle and ground systems that will be used to improve flight, something that can only be acquired during flight. But hey, one small step at a time though. In conclusion, the future impact Starship will have on humanity is yet to fully be seen or understood by many. Starship will help reduce the cost and environmental impact of spaceflight in the long term in ways that we really could have only dreamed of prior. The wildly successful and historic first test of Starship has helped bring us one step closer to making life a multiplanetary species. Thank you, Elon. Thank you, SpaceX. Thank you for watching this. Thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of this moment that will forever be remembered.